5 to 5, and we are live here in SW17. It's Tuesday, and it's time for this week's show. Now, as mentioned last week, I was playing host to the party of the year here in Tooting at my mansion, which then spilled over into the Tooting Media Centre. As you can see behind me here, there's a little bit of damage to the set due to people getting a little bit too rowdy, but a great deal of fun was had, and more on that later. You will notice that this week I don't have my desk. Now, my desk received great critical acclaim last week. In fact, most people said it was the best thing about last week's show. Fantastic desk, looks great, great colour, smooth finish. No, I think that was talking about me. You know, wonderful. Hope to see more of the desk. Maybe the legs. Yeah, fantastic feedback on the desk, but unfortunately it is gone this week as it has been mislaid during the party's events. In fact, it may well have been used to smash our screen behind me. And oh, hang on, let me just... yeah, so unfortunately we haven't tracked that down yet, but it is no doubt up to some degree of mischief here in the Wandsworth area. Now, straight on to this week's top news. A bunch of well-oiled people coming to the party, getting shit-faced, then tearing everything up and fucking off. Yes, we are talking about the Scottish independence debate, and last week Alex Salmond, the First Minister of Scotland and leader of the SNP, squared off against the darling of the unionist camp. Now, here at SW17, I have to say we are firmly with the unionists, with the Better Together campaign here, mainly due to funding issues. There would possibly be some problems with a Scotsman like myself getting the funding to produce this kind of show on this kind of scale. Here in London, were Scotland to declare itself a foreign country. So for purely self-interest reasons, I am firmly with the no camp. Now, you may have seen on social media, some people, to show their support for one camp or the other, have customised their profile picture. Putting a little badge down in the corner that, you know, that says if says yes if they're in favour of an independent Scotland. Now, we'd like to support the no camp on this, and to that end we've produced our own special range of badges that you can use to customise your profile picture. You know, we didn't want to just put no, because we think that's very negative. We want to make it clear that, you know, we appreciate the fact that Scotland is being asked this very big question, and so we've produced this series of badges which says thanks but no thanks, but thanks for asking. Very, very clear on the message there. Shows that you're polite, but you'd also like to keep the United Kingdom together. And they're available on our website for you to download and add to your Facebook or whatever profile picture whenever you like. And they are completely free of charge, funded by us here at SW17 Live at 5 to 5. Now, the TV debate last week started with an interesting poll which showed what Scots were thinking of voting before the debate itself had started. Now, as you can see here, 40% of Scots were thinking of voting yes, 54% of Scots were thinking of voting no, and 7% were undecided. Now, I don't know how many of you have noticed this, but that actually adds up to 101%. So this does not bode well for Scottish independent economic forecasts. So they really need to go back to school there, do their homework, perhaps get a calculator, which is what I used to add them up. Now, during the TV debate, Alex Salmond was battered and indeed pounded on the topic of what currency an independent Scotland would use. Take a look at this clip.
Now, you said you want a currency union after, if we vote for independence, which seems to me a bit like getting a divorce and keeping the same joint bank account. If you do that, you've got to get agreement, and the other side are saying no, so it won't happen. What's plan B?
Well, we'll keep the pound, Alistair, because it's our pound as well as England's pound. It's logical and desirable to have a currency union.
What's plan B?
Well, we'll keep the pound, Alistair.
What's Plan B?
Well, we'll keep the pound, Alistair.
What's Plan B?
Well, we'll keep the pound, Alistair.
What's Plan B?
Well, we'll keep the pound, Alistair.
Later on the TV debate, Alex Salmond admitted he did not have a fucking clue what currency an independent Scotland would use for all of its many riches, only that it would still not be accepted by London taxi drivers. Now, just to move on to some of our viewer feedback, Adrian, a local bricklayer in the Tooting area, has written in to say he wants to thank the Scots for inspiring him to set up his own local small business. And indeed, if you do need any bricklaying done or any partitions built in your home or garden, then please feel free to contact Adrian's Walls on 0208 767 8008. Worryingly, the Yes campaign refused consistently to answer questions on whether Norwegian would become the official language of an independent Scotland. Now, whilst there were many interesting comments from the audience at last week's TV debate, none of them were as heartfelt as this gentleman who was on BBC's Question Time just a couple of months ago.
I am born in Inverness. I am a passionate Highlander, and I love Scotland, and I will take a stand to keep the United Kingdom together. I will give my life for my country, as my grandfather did in the First World War, and his brother Charlie. Highland Regiment, British Army. I am British forever. We will never change. We will keep our union together in the name of Jesus.
And rather than being escorted out immediately by security, this gentleman was actually later asked for more of his opinions.
And the people that suffer most in a country that's poor are the poorest. I'm concerned for the poor. Understand? And along with Gordon Brown, I can say this: Scotland can lead and will lead the United Kingdom. And like Mr. Hastings there, I used to play rugby, middle of the back, for Glasgow Academy, and I know how never to give up. They said to me, "You'll never get in the team." I said, "Watch me." And I can tell you this: I will keep, if it's my own life, this country together with my blood.
Okay. Thank you.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, in the name of Jesus, is the end of our news roundup. Sorry we couldn't cover some more topics tonight, but there's a lot going on with the Scottish independence debate, and also we didn't quite get the footage that we hoped to get from the party at the weekend. Basically everyone was just too drunk to record anything, and apart from a few choice clips which we've been asked not to put on the internet as part of the show, we don't have a great deal to report. But it was a very, very good party, as you can see from the screen behind me, which will hopefully be replaced by next week. And that is all we've got time for tonight, and we will see you next time.